Let's dive into something we've all experienced, that slightly embarrassing social moment. Why you forget someone's name almost the second after you hear it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You meet someone new, you shake their hand, they say, "Hi, and then, poof, the name just vanishes into thin air. The rest of the conversation becomes this little game of panic, trying to avoid using their name at all costs. It's universal, but what if I told you it's not what you think it is?
That's right. The latest thinking suggests this isn't some kind of memory failure. A lot of the time, it's actually the complete opposite. It's a side effect of a mind that's working overtime, a mind that's busy processing all the real stuff in the conversation, not just the surface-level details. Okay, so how does that even work? Well, it all starts with understanding your brain's secret little list of priorities. It has a very specific way of filing information. And names? Let's just say they're not exactly at the top of that list. So here's the key idea from cognitive psychology. A name, whether it's John or Sarah, is considered an arbitrary label. It's basically just a sound that has no real meaning by itself. Your brain absolutely loves to connect new information to things it already knows. A story, a job, a shared interest. But a name, it doesn't come with that built-in hook, so your brain often just goes, random data, and tosses it aside.
And just look at the difference between how we process faces and names. It's night and day. We evolved to recognize faces. A face is like a vital social map telling us who's a friend and who's a foe. Your brain even has a special area just for it. That's why you can remember a face for years. But a name is treated like secondary data. In the grand scheme of evolution, it's a pretty new thing, and there's no special department in your brain for it, which means it gets a much weaker signal.
But it's not just about the name itself. It's also about what your brain is doing in that exact moment you're being introduced. And for a lot of us, it's doing way too much.
So what's really going on inside your head when you're meeting someone? You're not just listening, are you? No way. You're probably also thinking, am I making good eye contact? What am I going to say next? Is my smile weird? That's called divided attention. Your mental spotlight is split, and if it's not aimed 100% at the sound of that name, it never really gets saved in the first place. And for people with really active multi-track minds, this gets even more intense. If your brain is constantly analyzing, connecting ideas, and running simulations, you're pretty much in a constant state of cognitive overload. Think of it like having 50 tabs open in your computer's browser. There's just not enough mental RAM left over to process and store something as simple as a name. You're too busy with the deep stuff, the social cues, the tone of voice, what's really being said.
So if your brain is dropping this simple piece of data because it's just too busy with other things, what does that really say about you? Is this some kind of bug in your system?
I mean, really think about it. When this happens again and again, it's so easy to think something's wrong with you. You tell yourself you're forgetful, or worse, that you're rude, or you just don't care. But what if that's not the truth at all? And here it is. This is the big twist. It's not that you're forgetful. It's that your brain is a high-powered analysis engine. While that name is being spoken, your mind is probably already processing their tone of voice, the logic of the conversation, and subtle patterns in their behavior. You're actually gathering much, much deeper data. See, your brain is making an automatic choice. It's prioritizing meaning over the small stuff. It's focusing on the real essence of the interaction, the subtext, the nonverbal cues, the actual ideas being swapped, instead of a simple surface-level label. So the next time you forget a name, try to reframe it. Give yourself a break. You're not being rude, you're not forgetful, your mind is just wired to prioritize depth. You're trading a simple piece of data for a much richer, more complex understanding of the person right in front of you.
And that kind of leaves us with a final question to think about. If forgetting names is actually a sign of a deeply analytical mind, what other so-called flaws in our thinking are actually powerful features in disguise? What makes your mind uniquely yours?